Hello, hello, hello. I'll give everybody a few minutes to get the notification that we're live. I was watching a business video with my upline. So that's the cause for the delay. All right. I am so excited to create with you guys today. So today is day 53 of 100. I am so excited. We're kind of hit the mountain and now we're coming down for the 100-day challenge. So, we've got lots of people popping in. Okay, great. So, I originally posted all the materials for this page right here. And then I finished it and I was like, well, stink. So I'm going to do another page for my son, and I'm going to kind of turn it around and do a little bit different. On this one, I did a little bit of a shaker element in the center. I got out some old block letters and die cut this out. These are from the Stacy workshop, these little black and white pieces right here, just bannered. So anyways, we're gonna do this, but I did size this down considerably for the next one that I'm going to do because it kind of brings it better when it's sized different. So let's get started. So the first thing that I asked you guys to do was cut 4 4x4 squares. And then I didn't tell you anything else, and there's not much more cutting that we're going to do, but we are going to cut them in half and then halves again to create some triangles. So you should end up, when it's all said and done, with 16 triangles. So when we cut it in half, we're just going to line up our corners on our cutting guide. Not cutting guide, I'm sorry, cutting board, or paper trimmer. And I always start when I'm cutting like this on a small piece, when I've got those corners to worry about, I always start in the center and then work it out. That way I don't jack up the end of the corner of my paper. And then we're going to cut it in half again. Orientation will matter to a point with this. So if you have something with words on it, you might want to select something just a tad bit different. Hi, Joette. I'll just move that. Okay. I'll do it one more time. So you're going to do all 4 of your triangles, or your squares, I'm sorry. You're going to cut all 4 of them down into triangles. And then I'm just using the valley and the line to line up. I'm not really measuring. I don't know that I could ever get this angle right to tell you a proper measurement. Now, the next thing I have my base page, which I chose black because for my project, you can choose whatever you want. For my project, I am scrapbooking some scout pages, surprise, surprise, for when we spent the night at the zoo. And so I'm going to use black for here. And we camped out at our local zoo for scouts. And then this piece is 10 by 10, and this is obviously 12 by 12. And I'm going to adhere this right down here. There's nothing too special I'm going to do with that. I've cut out the spinner element for the circle that I'm using on this. And that's what I did on this one too. This is a spinner element. And that's where I got the little scalloped edge, if you will. And then I just cut it in half and then pulled it out a little bit to kind of stretch it. And then these are 2-inch circles, again, cut in half to stretch them. So that's why I didn't really give you a whole list of supplies for embellishments, because you're not necessarily going to have everything that I have. So I pulled out my pieces from Stacy Julian. And so that's what I'm going to use to help accent my pieces here. Then I have an off-brand die that makes the scout symbol, Fleur de Lis. I said that totally wrong. So I have that, and I just cut that out of the pieces. And then I have an old close to my heart die cut with the dragonflies and a little ladybug because, you know, there were animals there, so on and so forth. I also die cut the word happy. It's an old close to my heart die cut, happy, for my title, and also 2 letters, S and O, so it says, my title will say so happy. I have some sapphire thread, embellishing thread, and some evergreen. This is evergreen, I have to think about it. Burlap. Oh my gosh, I love this stuff. This is so fun. But I'm going to tear it apart and then kind of show you how to make a little cluster with it afterwards. For my picture, I cut out a 4x3 picture of my son and I from that day at the zoo that we spent the night. And then I used this idea. This is just an idea in my head. I have no idea how this is going to turn out. So I just used my die. I placed that right in the center as best as I could. I just eyeballed it. Put that right there and then cut that out, and I am going to try and make somewhat of a spinner element with it. I grabbed the Quotable Quotes stamp set from Stacy Julian's line. It says, I've cut it apart. Together it says the memories we have made, and so that's what I'm going to stamp around there to make it turn. So hopefully that works wonderful. And then for my shaker kit, I had these stars, and so I cut those out, and I just have to pop them out because, you know, obviously we spent the night under the stars at the zoo, so I wanted to implement that in there as well. So those are all my bits and pieces that I have going for this. Hey, Ray. And hopefully this turns out really well. How am I going to use this once it's in my page protector? I haven't thought that far ahead yet, so I may save this and put it on, not like adhere it down on my page, but maybe adhere it on top of my page protector so that it works. Don't go with me on that. I'm still running the wheels to figure that part out. So we'll see if it works, but I will get to the basis of how to get this layout started, and then from there, really the rest of it is on you. So I am going to use the lighter side of my evergreen, and I'm going to center that. It's 10 by 10, and then we'll get our squares going, and then the rest of it, like I said, is going to be personal preference for you guys. So let me get this lined up so I can eyeball it with somewhat of accuracy. All right, so I'm going to go 1 inch down and 1 inch over, roughly. Hopefully that's about good. All right, and then I have a gel pen here. It's just a white gel pen. I'm going to use, I think, the 8 to maybe do some stitch lines around the edge of this. I'll probably forget and leave it out because that always happens. Okay, so let's get on with it, right? Let's stop chit-chatting and get on with it. I like to use my ruler. So when we put these out on our page, I need 2 of each kind. Now you could use 4 different, or you can use 2 different patterns. You'll just swap them out, right? So you would just do 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, and kind of like you're dealing a deck of cards out. If you have more than 2 choices, I hope that makes sense. So when we put our triangles together, you're going to put the like ones if you're using 2 colors like I am, or 2 patterns, with the arrows pointing together. And we're just going to piece it together, and then we can move it around to, make it square it off so that everything centers up nicely. So when I come in with my next square, I'm going to try and do opposite. So the arrows are here. I'm going to do the night sky here. I'm not really concerned with the direction that my arrows are going. That's why I was saying direction is somewhat important on this. So if you have something with words on it, if it matters, you'll want to either select something else or just roll with it. Hi, Trudy. Hi, Belinda. I think this is really, really fun way to, kind of use up that last bit of paper. Okay, so now that I have all of my squares on here, You know, you would put your circle in here in the center and then add your picture and then embellish out from there, right? So that's the basis of it. So let's line everything up so it looks somewhat even, and then we can start adhering down. I always like to kind of get things moving in the right direction before I adhere anything down. That way I'm not stuck with something that's completely crooked or off center. So let's see here. I'm just gonna move my ruler over to the 1/2 inch mark. And that's how I'm gonna help. Come on. If I can stop moving my paper around, right? Who does that? You get something all lined up and then boom, everything moves. You're like, what the? Seriously? Okay. So I'm going to use this as a little bit of a guide. And then I'll just kind of eyeball it from there to get everything lined up. All right, so I want to pull everything down a little bit. Okay. I'm liking where this is going. And I think I can kind of eyeball where that's going. Okay, so I'm going to start adhering these down. Wish me luck. Just kidding. So on my sample one that I did, sorry, I'm going to concentrate for just 1 second. Just kind of want to, on the sample one that I did, I went through with my journaling pen afterwards and then did doodles all the way around it. I liked it for that particular page. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it on this one. All right. And then we'll just build it together. We'll just keep building it up, 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 and up. Well, hi, Katie. I'm glad that you are here and you can watch a live too. And the beauty about it is, I know it's nice that we have the replay, but the beauty is it's nice to also chit chat with everybody and say hello while, you know, it's live. Okay. That's gonna look good. I love it. Look how nice that comes together. Don't mind my paper is a little rough around the edges. Don't mind that. I need a new blade and I'm still can't find them. If you guys remember from the tutorial a week or so ago, last week I was like, I can't find my brand new blades I bought, and I just bought them. So I'm hesitant to buy more, but I should just go buy more because I'm always going to need them, so just go buy more. All right, getting that line back up. And we'll start with our next one. Making sure I'm putting adhesive on the right page. I did a live the other day on my business page, and I was like, okay, I did the card that Michelle and I did together here. And I was like, okay, everybody, now just pay attention. You know, this says happy and this says birthday, or whatever the sentiment was. And I was like, make sure that you put it in the right order. Because it was that gatefold pop-up card. Sure enough, I put birthday and then happy. And then one of my friends that follows me, she's messaged right there in the video, and she's like, you might want to look at that again. I was like, oh my gosh, I did do that, didn't I? I think Belinda told me. She's on here. Thank you, Belinda, for having my back. But luckily, my adhesive wasn't too, I didn't press down on it super hard, so it popped up really easily. So I don't have to worry about it. Okay. It's looking good. All right, so I went, come on, line back up here. About maybe like 1/4 of an inch from the edge over, right? Does that look about right? Yeah. So I'm gonna line this side up with that 1/2 inch mark here and here. Not on my ruler, but I'm using my mat as a guide. And then we'll go there and we'll just hope for the best. I mean, like I've said before 1,000 times, my kids are not going to look at my scrapbooks and they're not going to be like, oh my gosh, mom made this crooked or her handwriting's atrocious. They're just going to be like so glad to see the memories. I know I never ever get rulers out, you guys. This is crazy. But I just kind of want to make sure that I'm doing this, that it looks, you know, somewhat symmetrical. Looks good. It's probably going to be worse now that I'm measuring it than if I would have just eyeballed the whole thing, right? I eyeballed the first one, believe it or not. And I was like, well, maybe I should actually use a ruler and see where that gets me. Of course, you could probably make these bigger. You could probably go 5 by 5, 4.5 by 4.5, whatever, and just kind of haphazardly put them on there. Meaning, you could have them overlap each other. That would be cute, especially if you're using different pattern pieces, like a whole, like scraps or something from a workshop. It looks crooked. That's all right. We're gonna roll with it, okay? Once I get my center picture on, it shouldn't be so bad. It's probably because I didn't cut all my pieces the same. Nope, we're gonna go with that. More concerned with my edges than more than anything. And we'll put this in right here. Hello. All right, what is everyone's favorite dry adhesive? So when I place an order, my favorite is actually the close to my heart stuff, but if I don't have an order coming right away, then I resort to my ATG gun. Okay, So Happy is my title. I'm not putting it down yet. I'm just kind of having a feel for everything. So just trying to place where everything's gonna go. So I also want to, I want to put this behind my element here. And I want to kind of, break it apart. Not kind of, I actually want to break this apart. And I'm just pulling these fibers away from each other, kind of breaking. I can use my scissors to cut the stitching. And then it usually comes off pretty easily after that. Well, you just saw me do the first one. And then what I can do is I can make this messy twine thing behind. I don't know if you've guys, I don't know, is there a term for it? I don't know. But this just ravels real easily right off once you rip it apart. Oh my gosh, that's going to be, that little clear thing is going to be in my craft studio forever. Just haunting me. So what I want to do is I want to wrap it around my fingers. I'm not trying to take the circulation off, okay? And then just kind of play with it. So I get a little bit of a loop-de-loop here. And then I'll come in with a glue dot right behind my element here so that it sticks out like this. It's like this little cluster thing. So that's why I took all of those apart, and I might do more than one. I might just do one. I might do all of them. I'm not quite sure. So here's our base page. I've got my title figured out and I've got this. So let me try to get this element going here. So this is, if I were making a spinner card, I'm going to put it together just like I was making a spinner card. I'm going to flip this over so I can do my stamping. So on this spinner kit that I have right here, it has these little notches in there. They are so hard to see on camera. They really are. I'll do my best. So there's a place so that you know where to put your stamp, so it kind of shows up in the window in a very nice even spacing. So there's a place for like 6 stamps. So I will mark those as soon as I find my pen really quick so that you can kind of see them. So there's one here, one here. So then I can stamp in this kind of area here, here, all the way around. I hope that makes sense. And I put those there because you can't see them anywhere else. So my goal is to say the memories we've made. So hopefully I can put these in the right order since I cut the stamp apart. I did some surgery. So my head might get in the way and I apologize. It's just so that I can stamp clearly and I can see. So the memories. It's not upside down, right? Okay, so what I'm going to do with this one, since it's straight, I'm going to try and curve it a little bit. And that's kind of one of the nice things that I like about the acrylic stamps is you can play with them a little bit. And want to see, I don't really like that curve. Come on, play nicely. There, much better. We're going to go with it. Okay, the memories. We've made. Hopefully that turns out nice. And then I have a little, oops, I didn't get it out. I have a little heart that I was going to put on the remainder. It's just from the May Stamp of the Month. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to do the stars just because I think it will go really cute with the rest of the stars that I've put out. Oh my gosh, I hope this turns out. In my head, it's going to be stellar awesome. So hopefully it turns out cute and exactly what I was hoping for. So you'll need a brad and some foam dots or squares. I have both. Doesn't really matter. And brads. Just one, not, I said brads, but you just need one. Okay, so you should have, with this kit, you have 2 circles that you also die cut out. And I am hoping that this turns really, really well. Okay, so I'm going to put brad end so that I don't cover up my hole or where I need to do all of these things. And now I'm like, okay, yeah. Put this down. See, it turns nice. Okay. Oh my gosh, I think that is going to be so stinking cute. The memories we've made. Maybe I put them, stamped them on backwards. Oh well. Ha! It's going to be so cute, stinking cute, you guys. I'm not going to put, normally you would put your dots or squares or whatever on the back, but since I'm still trying to decide how to make this interactive with my page once my protector is on, I'm going to kind of caution myself about finishing that portion. All right, if my head gets in the way, I'm so sorry. It's just so that I can line this up. Okay, so theoretically, I did do the wheel backwards. Normally the wheel goes this way, but you'll forgive me, right? The memories we've made, right? The memories we've made, yeah. Ah, I love it. That's so stinking cute. Hi, Tina. Okay, so I've got my working element here. Oh my gosh, you guys, I love that. Like, I'm so excited. You know what? I think I'm just going to, I'm going to leave it with memories right here. I'm going to go ahead and put everything down and then I'll figure the rest out later. So I'm going to put this down here. Now, I'm also going to put some in the corner, okay, so that when I do make this interactive with my page, as you could see here, like let's say this was down, and I'm turning the wheel, so that this part doesn't go anywhere. Hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, leave a question. Either I'll answer it, or I know we have some really talented people in this group, and knowledgeable people too, that would help too. Okay, so I'm definitely leaving enough space to add in elements underneath of this. I want to put this. Let me get my glue dot. Glue dots are your friends with this cluster, this string cluster. So I want to put the string cluster here, but I don't want it to, okay, perfect, interact with that. What am I doing? I'm forgetting what I'm doing. Ha. There we go. So again, I'm just going to come in, I'm going to stick this right to the glue dot and pull that whole thing up. And then just, I can manipulate it from there and kind of make it a cute little cluster. And I'm going to have it stick out there and just really put that string down on top of the glue dot so my turner doesn't get caught with it. Ooh, that's so cute. Okay, why am I pulling it up? Because I need to put 2 layers of squares, because there's a layers of foam here and there's a layer of foam here and only 1 layer here, and then that leaves for an uneven project. So let me just grab some extra foams to put in there. Okay, wait, what were your favorite dry adhesive? Trying to see. I can only see if people join. I can't read any comments. So look at that. I got my foam up over top. Bye-bye. help if I put it on, match the shapes. That's all right. There. If I probably had planned this so that this was on the side or like at the top or even on the side, because you could cut a slit in your page protector, that would probably work a little bit better than what I'm doing right now. So, but we'll figure it out. I will figure it out. It will make it interactive one way or another. If anybody has any tips or suggestions, let me know. I would love to hear them. Okay, so memories. I love it. The memories we've made. All right, so I'm gonna leave it up there. So stinking cute. Okay. So now I can come in with my titles. So happy. We had just got done feeding the giraffes. I know how to speak. I swear I do. So we were like on cloud 9. We really were. So now I just have to figure out where I want my title and how I want that to go. And really the rest of this is just personal preference, like how I want everything to look and feel. So happy. See, on the first one, on my sample, I did love and then you down here. So I really liked how that kind of brought in everything, because all my shaker bits were onto the side. So, oh my gosh, I love this. It was so cute. And that little cluster worked out great. All right, so I'm going to wait for the title for a second. I'm going to come in with, I have some of these little bugs that I was going to put in off to the side here. I'm just throwing things on you guys. You can put those guys over here. I did bring in my little scout symbol. Is anybody here in Scouts? That's a cool question. Like, do I have any Scout people with me? Maybe down here. Oh, that's cute. I like that there. Let's see. I'm gonna do the little cluster thing again on top of here. Let me grab that glue dot. Oops, I did that wrong. I did it backwards. Doesn't matter, it stuck to me anyways. And then these little black and white pieces or what have you are right from the Stacy Julian workshop, one of her Story by Stacy workshop things. That's where this comes from. Ooh, I love that. That's great for journaling in at the zoo and the day. And then I can put my little bugs behind there, because there were so many bugs there. Oh my gosh. Obviously we literally slept outside. We slept next to the sorry, my kiddos are coming in from playing outside. So I don't know about those guys. Can just add this in. Oh, he looks good there. It's really just playing with it until you feel, you know, comfortable and you like it, and it's doing what you want. So we slept outside next to the elephants and the hippos and the like albino crocodile, saltwater crocodile. It was crazy and it was so much fun. So much fun. If I had a die cut that was one of those, I would have done those instead of the firefly or the dragonflies. So I picked eggplant because there's eggplant in the arrows here, so that's why there's a little bit of eggplant in here, and I was just kind of bringing that in. Oh, awesome, Katie. I am the cub master for our pack, And sorry, Katie said she's a cub leader in our Sons and Scouts. And I'm also the wolf leader. Well, now I'm the bear because we've transitioned over. So happy. And then I can put this right on top. Love it. I like clustering. I think it's fun. I am going to come in with my Tombow liquid though, because, oops, let's scoot this off to the side a little bit. Because I'll never make that work with the dry adhesive. Little dots, and we're good. It just got so stinking hot here. Last week at this time, we were wearing sweatshirts and wondering if winter was ever going to leave. And then now a week later, it's 90 out and we're like putting the air conditioning on. It's kind of funny. Ah, I knew that was going to happen. I'm trying to put it right back where it was. Pretty close. Okay, so the rest of this is really just clustering, like I said, and putting embellishments in where you want them to go. It's personal, preference. I am really excited to see what you guys come up with and how you guys do things, what your layouts are going to look like. I just covered up my little guy. There we go. So happy. So that's it. Here it is. Lots of different ways to do. I've done a spinner in the middle. I've done a shaker. So cool. I love this little technique. It's just a great way to use up your scraps. I can't wait to see what you guys come up with. I am going to finish it off with some doodling around the edge, and I'm going to come in with those stars like I had talked about earlier in the thing, in the video, the thing. Oh my gosh. You guys. All right, you guys are fantastic. I appreciate the time of stopping in and watching the video with me. Michelle is up with you tomorrow. She has some fantastic things planned, I am sure, as always. And Saturday is our Zoom meeting. So we're not meeting, virtual crop, and it will be at 8 p.m. Eastern on Saturday, I believe. Don't quote me on that. I'll put a post up later to tell you when the Zoom meeting or the virtual crop is on Zoom. So you guys are awesome. I will see you on Saturday at the Zoom virtual crop, and have a wonderful Thursday night. Bye everyone.